Hey everyone, welcome back to Unsealed and Revealed, the web series from Sideshow, in which me and two of my geekiest besties do our best to bring you the most awesome, cool things in the six scale universe from here to your TV screens or your computer screens, what have you. I am Terry Smith, your host for the day, and hopefully for the next day and the day after that and the day after that. With me, as always, out there in the Sideshow studios is my good buddy Guy Klender. What's happening there, Guy?
Hey, I feel marvelous.
Wow. The dad
Sorry.
humor does not stop with you.
So-
It's so impressive.
Paul,
It's
please
so
hang your head
impressive.
in shame. It's got to be so rough.
Shame, shame, shame.
I just saw her in another show recently. Anyway, but moving right along. Also out there, hanging out as usual in the Sideshow dungeons, doing his best to keep this entire show together, and conversing with all of you out there in the webiverse, is my other friend. That's right, I only have two. Paul Hernandez. Hey, Paul.
Hello, I see that as Terry saying, that's right, everyone. I've got two friends. I don't want to brag. Hi, everyone. Very, very happy to be here. As always, love hanging out with you guys during the show because I'm not very good at posing either. So if you guys are just joining us, welcome to Unsealed and Revealed. We're going to be unsealing and revealing, maybe doing some posing a little bit later. Go to side.show/unseal Captain Marvel to see the figure we're talking about today. And while you're hanging around on the interwebs, there we are live on YouTube, Facebook, the page, and on Twitch. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell because every time you do, guys' jokes get a little bit higher, further, emphasis on further and faster away from me. So um, it's a plus. So happy to be here, everyone. If you guys have any questions for these gentlemen, posing, articulation, anything you want to know about this figure, let me know, and I'll relay it to these two wonderful gentlemen. See you in the chats.
Awesome. Also, want to point out to everybody that today that we are going to be doing a round of our, of our guess the. I just saw a joke. I just thought of something really funny, and yeah, I'm back. I'm back now, ladies and gentlemen. But we are going to be doing later on in the show our usual guess the reveal contest. For those of you not aware of what guess the reveal it is, it's essentially exactly what the name implies. Next week's figure, we'll give you the opportunity to get to guess what that figure will be. That'll happen in about 30 minutes or so. I'll let you know when to start pounding out your guesses on your keyboards. Paul will be frantically trying to figure out who is the first person to get the correct guess. Yeah. And but that's coming up in about 30 minutes. Paul, I believe you have a little bit of housekeeping of your own to take care of now, right?
I do. And this is important, folks. We have been telling you, I think, for the last couple of weeks that we are back with a very, very special holiday episode on December 14th. That's 2 weeks from now. It is the middle Tuesday, the second Tuesday of December. And Guy and Terry have chosen some of their favorite things. They've had hour-long conversations over candlelight and talked about, and they've narrowed it down to a list. We are going to be showing that list on December 14th during that show, and giving away one of each piece to one of all of you. Again, we'll tell you how to do that when you're there, but what we are also doing is we are rewarding you guys for being not only like faithful but awesome watchers of Unsealed and Revealed all year long. So get a pen, get a paper, because I'm going to tell you how Collector Clause is going to give you some items off your wish list. That's right. We're bringing it back. We're giving away items from your wish list. Go to side.show/wishlist blog. When you go there, just bookmark that. That's going to tell you how to make a wish list, but most importantly, how to make it public. Now, how you can participate in the December 14th show, where you can get an item from Collector Clause and Terry, and Sideshow, the whole team here, from your wish list. This is what you got to do. Sam, I think we have a graphic, right? Let's bring that up. So, oh, that's fun. I didn't realize that this was okay. Hello.
Hey.
All right. So our holiday special episode, again, December 14th. Here's what you're gonna do. Email social@sideshow.com. In the subject line, it must say "Dear Collector Clause." Now, in the body of the email, all you need to say is, "I will be watching December 14th." That's the day of the holiday episode, and my wish list is public. It is very important that you follow all these steps. If in the subject line it doesn't say Dear Collector Clause, it's going to get lost in the social email and it's going to be null and void. Remember, this is a giveaway, so it is a US only. Go to side.show/terms. You can see all of the terms and conditions for our giveaways. But once again, I'm going to state it very clearly. Go to email social@sideshow.com. In the subject line, write Dear Collector Clause. And then in the body of the email, I will be watching December 14th. That is the day of the holiday special for Unsealed and Revealed, and my wish list is public. Also very important, please email us from your Sideshow associated email, meaning that if I were to look at that email, I could see that you guys, well, oh, you know what? I can already see that people are doing it and they are doing it correctly. We've got a couple coming in already. Awesome. You guys are doing it correctly. So social@sideshow.com, Dear Collector Clause in the subject line, and in the body of the email say, I will be watching December 14th and my wish list is public. The reason that that third part is so important is because if we call you and we say, oh, Terry Smith, you have been a very good poser this year.
That's a lie.
Now, we're giving you this incredible 6 scale off your wish list. If you are not there, you don't get that item. You have got to be present to win. That is how our show differentiates from all of the other wish list giveaways. So you must be present to win. You must be in the United States, of course, because it is a giveaway. Email social@sideshow.com. In the subject line, Dear Collector Clause. And in the body of the email, say, I will be watching December 14th and my wish list is public. We are not going to let you know if you were chosen. The only way you're going to know is you've got to show up December 14th when Collector Clause pulls something out of the gift bag. I had nothing clever for that, but he pulls something out of the gift bag and says, oh, come on down. You have been great. This is your item. We're going to go in once, going twice, going 3 times. Then we're going to move on to the next person. So we're going to pick a few people. And you can email in right now like you guys are doing it. Let's say that the cutoff date for this is probably the 10th. Probably the 10th of December. So email in as much as you can. We will remind you today at the end of the show, and we will remind you again next week. And that's that. Email social@sideshow, Dear Collector Clause. I will be watching, and my wish list is full. Terry, does that sound all good?
I think it sounds great, and I think the fact that you actually have people who are already doing it, that's the ultimate praise. That actually will show you that you did everything right just then, Paul. Excellent explanation. I'm really looking forward to that show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Guy and I have been talking a lot lately, doing some prep work, coming up with our list of
And email in, guys, because we've already got like 18 people who are going. So, and remember, it is so important. You have to be present to win. It doesn't matter if you just won something a week ago or you haven't won in a year. You've got to be present to win. And you guys are all doing it right. I haven't seen one incorrect one so far. You guys are going and going and going. Must be in the United States, by the way. All right. We've got a whole figure to unseal and reveal, guys, don't we?
Yeah. Yes. About that, it's just I've been getting this thing has been doing this weird thing. I don't. Yeah. I
love that piece.
Yeah. If we can get Captain Marvel to come save the day, guys.
All right.
By the way, everybody, this is actually for sale on the website. $75. It's by Hot Toys. Yeah, it's a great little toy.
It's great. I love that one. I picked it up. Anytime there's a prop replica, I dig them.
Nice. Nice.
All right. Prop replicas and 6 scale, and reading Collector Clause emails. Just about all I like to do. So
that's going to keep you occupied for a while.
Keep me occupied. So let's take a look. Captain Marvel from Endgame, savior of the day, or one of the many saviors of the day.
Let's look at that.
Okay. Yeah. Photo on the front there. That's actually kind of a paint style done. We've got that intense glare of Brie Larson there as Captain Marvel from the film. It is the wraparound. We're seeing that kind of space look. It is the die cut that we've been seeing going through our Marvel figures, where we have the gold embossed Marvel logo, the Captain Marvel logo, as well as the Avengers A down on the back. And then the warnings. Not a lot of people read those. I know that Terry doesn't read those because on the warning it says to read the instructions. So I know he's not doing that one. Anyhow, let's slide this up and off. This is a classic slip cover for our figure there. And then we've got our window box there showing us the entire figure. Down in the corner, again, that Captain Marvel, and then the Avengers A on the back. All right, let's take this character out. It's a big deal when she shows up in the film, isn't it, Terry? I totally dig on it.
It's actually an emotional moment in the film
Yeah.
for me. I have not been a fan of Captain Marvel for very long. I've actually been a fan of her since she became Captain Marvel.
Okay.
I never really followed Ms. Marvel. I recognized that she was a consummate badass in the series and a hardcore Avenger. All the way through the whole Brian Michael Bendis run in the comic books. So just having a version of Captain Marvel and then having her showing up and saving the day like that, boom. It ranks right up there for me with Captain America picking up the Mjolnir.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
boom.
Mjolnir.
She has some really great moments in the film, and so I'm glad that we're getting a figure like this of her. So she's going to be right there in the middle. We have the Nano Gauntlet right there. We have some swap out hands. We're going to have some of her power elements as well as gauntlets that are a semi-translucent that's going to allow the light to go through. You're going to have your battery packs, and underneath you're going to have a dynamic stand because, yes, Captain Marvel flies.
Guy, is this the only figure that comes with the battle-damaged, Hulk-sized Nano Gauntlet? Or is there some other
I
thing?
believe the only other one will be the battle-damaged Thanos. But as far as let's say the 12-inch 6-scale figures, I believe this is the only one coming with it. And it is great. I'm going to pull all out all of the accessories. What I'm going to do is put on this little guy over here all my illuminated elements, and I'm going to leave the underlight on for the moment. So you can see, as I said, those are the semi-translucent. If you have the other Captain Marvel figure, you've seen stuff like this before. It allows the light to come through. She does have some light up effects, and we're going to be, of course, doing that in just a little bit. So she's going to have two of the gauntlets. We'll call it kind of the powering up and then the blasts. What's that, sir?
Look at that costume. I love the costume. They incorporated the sash, or signature sash from the comic books. Finally really makes an appearance there.
Exactly. I'm putting them up here with the illuminated pieces. You do have 6 additional hands. 2 of them are in that translucent light effect. Okay, so I am going to put those up on there. We're going to put the kind of flesh color there is gripping and relaxed on there. Yes, let's talk about that. The outfit, the sash, just the way in which it's set up is gorgeous. It's really, really neat. I like that we inverted the colors from what we saw from the origin film. But let's start with that sculpt. That sculpt is gorgeous. Brie as Captain Marvel has an intensity in her stare that is spectacular. It is a very determined...
It really does nail the character from the comic books.
Yeah, she has a very determined look. It's not necessarily anger, it's intensity, determination, and focus. And that comes across particularly in the eyes and the way in which they've done kind of the slightly pressed lip there on the portrait. You also have the newer hairstyle. It's a hairstyle I think I would go for any hairstyle, but definitely a hairstyle I would like to do.
That straight up makes me want to go get a haircut.
There you go.
That hair looks that good.
Please go into the chats, and if you would like to see Terry in that hairstyle, we need 150 yeses for that to happen. No, I don't.
There might be photographic evidence of me having a very similar hairstyle.
I think there's a photograph of me with that haircut. We'll look for it and post that later. Speaking of the way in which the hair is done on here, it is all sculpted. Here in the front, it is, as you can see, an additional material. Of course, seamless in the way it's done in there. But you don't have to worry that when you're working with it that you're going to somehow snap that. But great work. To be able to, we've talked about this before, but to be able to get that tight, really defined hair in a 6-scale thing when it comes out of a mold processing is really a huge thing. And Hot Toys, for a number of years, again, they keep advancing. Hot Toys is never one to rest on their laurels and never one to say, okay, that's far enough. We've gone far enough. We think we're good. They just keep going forward, and that's pretty darn neat. Further, faster. All right, let's go down and take a look at the rest of the outfit. Great tight designs and the line design that we're seeing in the shoulder and chest. Now up here on the shoulder, these are a hard and attached element on there, as well as on the chest. They're also hard and attached element on to the soft suit underneath. This is that really tight stretch suit we've seen on figures like Black Widow, Spider-Man figures, and the like. Obviously, when you have those, you want to be a little bit cautious, and not that you can't do those dynamic poses, but Terry and I would probably both tell you to make sure to move slowly to get to the pose that you want. Don't try and crank it all the way there. So, working our way down, I love the inverted, the red and blue on this, and the her logo actually is now resting a little higher up on this suit. We come down to the point that Terry picked out. First, we're going to have those gauntlets there, but let's go down to around the waist and the sash. Love the incorporation of the sash. This is actually a soft material, okay, that goes all the way around, so it's not going to impede your posing. It will move with it. And then on the sash side, I'm going to move the arm out of the way so you can see it. On the sash part, it's already done with those slight folds in there. Those are already pressed in there, which is neat to kind of give it that actual fold look. Again, down onto the leg, and you've got that raised area of the blue, the slight blue lines actually on the red print. Coming down to the boots. Man, this is a great outfit. That is going to be a cut boot. When we go over articulation, we're going to see that. But you've got that
That's
great.
good news.
Got to see that great cut boot. And there's one more thing. I think Terry should see it. Terry, you want to see it?
Sure.
And
Time for a tread watch.
Bammo!
Oh, I timed that terribly.
Exactly. Hey,
I think that's the first time that Sam beat me to it.
it's a defined tread. It's not huge and clunky, but hey, this woman flies. She doesn't need to worry about it as much. You don't need running tread as much, but I do like that they have given a bit of tread and not just a smooth surface on that one there.
Those are serious curb stompers is what those are.
There you go. Now, Terry, I'm going to let you make the choice. We can either go over the articulation of this, or we can take a look at the accessories. What would you like to do?
I'm a big fan of the accessories. Let's go ahead and take it. Thanks for giving me the choice on that. I'm really excited because of this whole light up feature that comes through the hands. Right, we've experienced that with the last Captain Marvel figure, and it's an old design. They've used it successfully with lightsabers, but I think that it's pretty exclusive to the Captain Marvel figures to have it in both arms simultaneously.
Yes, not only that, but they do a little bit with the gauntlets themselves that work pretty darn well. Anyway, let's get to that. I'm going to hit a little underlight here to show those. We'll go back and forth on there, Terry, to show them off. But that's semi-translucent things that you're going to have. First up, you're going to have her gauntlets. Now, these are not fully unpainted. You're going to see that the gold is still done on there. All right, so that's still going to be there. All right, we've got a right and left. I will tell you that when I say there's a right and left, these are absolutely identical. so you don't have to really worry. Now this actually kind of goes up and around and over her forearms and the gauntlet. Now this is done in a softer material. Even though it's pointed like that, you don't have to worry that it is going to damage the figure in any way. Okay? Next up, you're going to have both the right and left hand are also going to be in the translucent. You can see even with light, not a light effect coming from the figure, but just outside light, you do get a lot of translucency. And then these here, the glowing punches, these ones right here, there you go. You see that it has a center peg point. So what you would do is you would use this on the wrist peg as well. So you remove the hand and use this, and wait till you see the glow effect with that. So that's pretty darn great. And then here we go.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, Nano baby, Nano
all
all
right,
day.
Nano Gauntlet. Heavily.
I wish that I'd actually just dropped the coin and bought the life-size version of that and had it here for the pose-a-thon today. So you guys were expecting to see that.
It would have been nice. You know, they had one, and many people jumped on it. They had that yesterday for Cyber Monday. So there are some lucky people. Yes, there are some lucky people that picked up the life-size gauntlet.
The Hulk-sized or the human-sized?
No, the Hulk, the big one that they're running around with. So now that's not a battle damage, but this one is, which is great. Now I want to point out a few things about it. The fingers on this one are a solid molded in place in that kind of straight ahead. Okay. Down here, because it's not attaching to the arm of any figure, they have plugged that, giving it a nice, smooth, and clean look.
So is that just plastic? It kind of looks like foam on my screen.
It is actually plastic. Thank you for asking that question, because I'm sure other people may be questioning it. That is a plastic piece. It's not a foam piece. However, one other thing that this baby does is light up, and it, of course, is articulated, where I said where the hand is. So I'm going to do that in a little moment, but you have 3 batteries that are come with it. You remove the panel and pop that on. We'll do that in a little bit when we show off the other light effects. Removing the panel right there. Mm-hmm. As you can see, very bright.
Wow, that is really bright.
Very bright LED. I am going to illuminate that, and I am going to turn off the lights I have here so you can see that they are very illuminated. Now, I also have studio lights on as well, so this really has a very, very nice glow to it. You know what? Thank you so much, Michael. What we're doing here is I'm going to do this on the figure. She has 3 batteries in each of the forearms, okay, that you're going to add that comes with it. And then you have a little on-off switch. You can see how bright those are. Now that area is covered by the gauntlet, but if I want to use the powering element, look how it illuminates the gauntlet.
Yeah, it does.
As well, okay, when I work that up. And then, of course, how you're going to attach hands onto it. All right, remember I said that. I'm just going to do a few of these here, Terry. We'll get more into this come pose time, but
look how bright that is.
Look how bright it is. Absolutely. So you've got that fantastic. There. I'm going to remove these. They also slide on and off here very, very easy, very nicely. There's where a little bit where I said that we'll have the power-up element. And then probably my favorite, the power punchies.
That's right. The power punchies should
be
the
power punchies. The power punchies are so damn cool.
Yeah. I think I probably I have already thought about what I would do. In my opinion, this figure right here is it's just one more reason why you want to get the battle damage Thanos, because that fight between her and Thanos, both of them.
Yes, exactly.
I think they did at least 3 rounds, maybe 4.
They do quite a few. They do quite a few.
That goes down. Yeah. Looking at those photos that I saw online on the product page, really made me want to have both of these figures.
Yeah. So. It's beautiful. So
I got a lot of Captain Marvel stuff, so maybe that might be overload, but good stuff.
But fantastic there. So that's a little on the light up feature and how those work. You know what? Because Terry, you may indeed have me doing that later on. I'm going to just leave those illuminated for the moment before we put back on.
That is wise.
Our other hands, because the beauty is, now of course you will want to remember at home to turn them off and not leave them on your shelf or in your case with them illuminated for the batteries to die out, but boom, there you go on that. Okay, Terry, it's time for articulation.
I'm straight up marveling at that sculpt. You go ahead and do your articulation, but I'm just... Unintended pun, everybody.
I was
just like kind of slid that one in there without.
Aren't we supposed to pull up, Sam? Do we pull Paul up on the screen and he hangs his head in shame? This is the point when he does it. So every time I do it, there we go, folks. As you can see, this is.
Thank you, Paul.
if you've watched any of the Sideshow shows, you know that Paul is on quite a few of them, which is spectacular, and he's fantastic. But you can see he has to tolerate Terry and myself, and that's just a lot of toy goof.
It's hard, man.
That's a lot of toy nerd to have to absorb it at one point.
Sorry, Paul.
All right, up here to articulation.
Don't stop.
As we see this one here, the sculpt they have done on here is straight down onto the neck, so we don't have any cut joint there on the chin, giving us a very clean line. We get a lot of solid movement. The neck here, the collar, shall we say, is slightly malleable. It is, in other words, it's not super hard plastic. So when you are going in a downward look, as she's, hey, Peter, you got something, things like that,
Okay.
any look like that, you are not going to be impeded and worry that you're going to damage the head sculpt.
I frequently worry about that, so thank you.
You know, it's important to know.
Also, another thing that's important to know is how far back will it go? How far back? You showed how far forward, but how far back can we take it?
You mean looking up at Thanos?
Like that? Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
what you
okay.
mean? Looking up at
That's
Thanos?
cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So take a look. We've got the arms out to the side. Okay. We can go a little above 90. I'm not going to stress these points of the costume by going any higher than that. If I wanted to get a higher, I would go in a forward. We're going a little past 90 on that for the forward.
Okay.
Okay. We are going to double joint there, little past 90 there. And we do have
Double joint.
twist on the bicep as well. It's now time for the trunk show. And so right here, in order to keep those lines, in order to keep this nice and tight and sleek in the suit, as far as crunching in that mid-torso section, this is one solid piece like that. We still are going to have a little bit of twist side to side, but as far as our front to back motion, okay, that's going to be pretty locked in there, okay? But again,
Okay.
Terry, when we do poses, is going to show us how to overcome things like that.
Well,
All right.
pressure's on.
But we do have a little bit of what we call the Terry Trunk Twist right there as well. Down onto the hip, as I said, this material is softer as far as the sash, so it does move out of the way.